This is your October 25 soul story. If you have a sun rising or moon in the sign, it's your reading. Thanks for joining me on the channel. It's Romy here. We're opening up with the energy of the star for you this month. You know, it was until it wasn't. And I feel like you're still coming to terms with that statement and everything that is contained within it. But October gives you a place to land. You're going to find some perspective from having maybe a little time and distance or opportunity to process things. And, you know, there's some healing available to you through the course of the month ahead. And I think it's needed. I think you will welcome the energy that is being delivered this month. You know, I've said through the soul stories for October that it almost feels more like what we would have expected a September energy to deliver us. But because we had the eclipses last month, it's just almost been delayed, and now we have maybe a little bit more of that productivity, that focus and that breathing space that kind of helps us reorientate. Now, I definitely think you're going to need to bring some adaptability to the month ahead. That's really going to serve you. There's a sense of needing both strength and embracing some serenity, actually. Early on in the month, Juno, the asteroid goddess, is moving into Sagittarius on the 1st. And on the 4th, Pallas Athena is going direct in Aquarius. Now, these asteroid goddess energies are supportive of you looking at your agreements, your contracts, your marriages, your partnerships. And Pallas Athena helping to look at a new strategy, a new plan that really affords you more freedom and enables you to feel like you're showing up in your most authentic self, and actually that you get to do things in your way. There's definitely an opportunity to take stock, and I think honestly there's a deeper feeling for you that even if things are still in the process of revealing themselves, or you still don't have the outcome of a lot of what has been invested in, you kind of feel like something's going to be okay. And that might just be an intuitive feeling without a lot of evidence for you, but I really want you to trust in it because I think it's going to carry you through this month, okay? I want you to seek out the quiet corners because there's that respite that is available for you. And I think that that's also going to help you root in a little bit. Now, we're going to approach a full moon in Aries on the 6th, fellow fire sign. Excuse me, and Mercury is shifting into Scorpio and squaring with Pluto. We have a little bit of a kind of probing conversation that could feel a little bit heated or certainly have some frustration wrapped around it. There's an intensity, but it's also coming from a really passionate place. And I think that there's this desire to want to welcome the changes and start to rewrite things, which begins with what do I have to let go of, or what needs to be said, what needs to be shared. And for me, there's something about the interference, right? You know, you might be feeling quite strongly about who or what has interfered or impacted on things that are going on for you in your life. So you definitely have your voice around this full moon, and there's definitely a vibe or a theme that's saying, I'm not prepared to accept that anymore. That's not going to work for me anymore, right? I also think there's going to be something celebratory coming in for you. And if, you know, as you consider back the last 6 months since the new moon in Aries, what you've achieved and accomplished is actually quite remarkable. And it's time to kind of give yourself that credit and acknowledge it. And also, honestly, look for the people that are holding space for your light, not wanting to blow it out. So I think it's important that you are spending time or seeking out those that really have your back around that time so that you can self-reflect in a way that helps you to feel good. You know, this is a month where presence is really important as the productivity, which is coming, right? But you've got to be able to stop and kind of notice the details. So the mid-month brings in like a really lovely Venusian vibe for us. Like Venus and Jupiter are coming together on the 8th, and it feels like it's a coming together and sort of for a shared interest. It feels like the good feelings can amplify, and it's like we are able to kind of bolster each other to bring positivity into a situation. And you leave, some sort of gathering, event, or interaction feeling a lot brighter and better and more hopeful about something. Venus then moves into Libra on the 13th. She loves to be here, of course. And Pluto is stationing direct. And I think it's sort of just, it's almost like a green light energy for you in regards to something. Ace of Swords, love that. It's just a kind of like, okay, this is what I'm going to do and this is how I'm going to do it. And the important thing, and I really want you to hear this, like as you work with this Venusian energy, on the 14th, Venus is trining with Uranus and with Pluto, okay? So it's almost just like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And actually this feels really good, okay? Those are the statements and the vibe that you're able to tap into. And the more that you can kind of surround yourself with the things and the people that make you feel good, the more weight that carries as you set an intention and you welcome the new energy of that pathway that's showing up with the Ace of Swords. You're claiming a victory with something, actually, in this first part of October. And it's absolutely wholly deserved, okay? In some ways, I feel like as you are able to strip back and simplify, almost like the less you put on your plate, ironically, the more you're going to end up getting done. And remember, in third house, we need to be adaptable. We might be looking at and making some short-term plans, decisions, or choices that are for the greater good. They may involve having to make one or two compromises. They may be less than ideal in terms of how they really fit in the big picture. But sometimes like a short detour actually ends up being more harmonious for the bigger picture. So if you're finding mid-month that you're in a position where you're more clear thinking, you're more focused, but at the same time you feel like you're in a scenario where your hands are tied or something is being asked of you, or just to make something work you're going to have to do something and maybe just stick a little bit of a plaster over something, I think that's going to be absolutely okay. So don't sweat it and don't think it's veering you off course, by the way. It absolutely isn't. And as you approach that new moon in Libra, which I really like the energy of for us this month, Six of Swords, you may even plan a trip or have a break, or, just realize the degree to which you have moved on from something and how much peace that's brought you. And the fact that you're actually moving into a period where you're more like yourself than you've been for a while. Now listen, let's not underestimate the intensity that the last few months have brought and what they've been breaking down. But you know what, Leo? For everything that broke you, you're now in a process of starting to self-build, slowly and with certainty. And that begins with, there's nothing here for me. There's nothing that I need to continue to focus on over here. Everything that I'm looking toward, that I'm running toward, that I'm working for, is holding the promise and the possibility of what this new area and this new life looks like for me. Like I said, it was until it wasn't. And there is an acceptance in that. And I think acceptance is probably the main word for 2025. On so many levels. So that new moon is very intentional, but it's coming from a strong heart space, and it's coming from being surrounded and immersing yourself in the things that make you feel most like you and make you feel good. So use those rituals, those practices, the self-care, the people. All of these things are going to really work harmoniously. And Venus in Libra is going to bring out the romanticism and the loving vibes, and I think that's important, especially if you've been walking the hard edges of a pathway for some time. I love the Ace of Swords for you because it's just like, I'm not taking any BS, but at the same time, I'm being really kind with myself. Like that's the vibe I get for you in October. Bear in mind on the 22nd, Neptune is moving back into Pisces from Aries through its retrograde season. So along with Saturn, we are now returning and finishing something up. Okay, more work to do. And maybe the hindsight that you have now, the wisdom, the information, the experiences are going to be really helpful in realizing how you want to go back and revisit that. What are the tweaks that need to happen? What are the things that were left unsaid? What didn't you finish up? What needs to be strengthened even though you thought you'd kind of got to a place of completion with it? So you're going to be working on that for the next few months, okay? And I think that there's a feeling of satisfaction that can come from that for you, because you're just like, do you know what, like I knew that this needed to be worked on, or there was something more here to do. And so that'll be sort of validated as something familiar or known to you, circles back around from that time. Of course, we're then going to see the sun shifting into Scorpio, and you're into your 4th house, and you're really going to be thinking about the new foundations, you know, who you want to be and how you want to build those. And I think that's also going to center strongly for you in the relationships in your family, your soul family, the way in which they have defined you through the course of your lifetime, the healing that you've done, the changes that have happened in that regard through the course of the last year. And you're rewriting your story so much. And you know, there are people that you have yet to meet that are going to be feeling like family to you. And maybe there's a little bit of a insight that happens through Scorpio season, which is the most optimum, beautiful time for that rebirth to take place, right? There are rearrangements happening because you've got this perspective now. Now, remember, we're also approaching Samhain Halloween, so the veil's at its thinnest. It's important to take care of your energy, right? But also to call in that ancestral support, the loving guidance. And you're going to be super aware through that 4th house energy of actually who is around you and what's been worked on and what's been cleared karmically from that perspective. There is a sense of feeling much lighter and freer of something that was heavy energy that you couldn't necessarily put your finger on as to what it was. But now you know it's not around you anymore. It's like gone quiet, and that's going to feel really liberating to you. But it's a time to just really take stock and sit in a place of continued contemplation, right? There's a lot that you're going to be wanting to take care of, and that's good. But don't forget to find pleasure in the little things. Like Venus is really asking that of you through October. If you're new to the channel, the last 3 cards we're going to look at in the extended reading. We'll speak for another 25 minutes or so, Leo. We'll also look at a relationship and a personal card for you. So if it's resonating, I hope you'll be able to join me. Your investment really helps me to keep showing up for the free readings, so I really value it. Let's just clarify these and see the direction we're going to take them. Star coming through with the 5 of Swords. Also the Wheel of Fortune showing up. Now, if you're after a personal reading with me, you can find the details over on romywiser.com, along with details of all of my sacred titles, the products that I offer and services that are available, including information about my brand new in-person healing retreat that I'm hosting with my soul sister over on the island a year from now, so please check it out. Your spaces are now limited. The decks are also all listed below. Yeah, okay. Something quite intentional, actually, about the way that you decide to move forward, like how you wrap something up, how you leave it. That's going to make a lot of sense to you, right, as you come out of October. Let's have a look at Life Soul Vision Oracles. So we've got Alchemize the Ache joining in. We've got Nourish Your Inner Wealth. Soul Star Energy. The Sun. New Moon, Deliberate Intention. Third Eye Energy, Awakened Vision. I just really like the new moon this month. Okay, let's have a look at one more oracle for Leo for the month of October. Nice. You have sisterhood come through with the energy and the constellation of Taurus. Okay. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Have a great month ahead. I hope you'll join me on the extended, and I'm going to see you.